Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel, guys. In this video today, we are about to embark on a historic journey together. FC Barcelona has sold every limited card and we are going back to zero. FC Barcelona is going to be starting our Road to Glory series. I've been toying with this idea all year, and it feels like with the innovations that Sorare have announced for 2023, as well as what they're teasing is yet to still be revealed on the horizon, it feels like the perfect time to really put myself all the way in to the new person's shoes and start from scratch all over again. I do a video once a month on the channel called If I Started Sorare Today, and the idea behind that video is always just as I see the landscape today, what I think is a really interesting angle of approach for a new user. And those videos will continue, but what I really want to do on this series with you guys is really do that zero to hero, that road to glory. So what's going to happen every week, every time I win something with the Road to Glory team, it's going to be given away as a reward to one of you guys. How do you win the rewards? Very simply, the only cards I'm going to buy into the club are the ones that you nominate. So in the description of this video, I want you to be nominating players that will then profile on the following video, and I'll be selecting one to buy and bring into the team. From there, we can go and select the teams, we can trade in the market, we can do all sorts of stuff. It's going to be a fantastic series. The rules of engagement are going to be very, very simple. We're going to be building now, at point of recording, this is the 27th of December, with the view of being able to build a roster that could play in cap mode 240 with the limited cards. We're obviously looking to do this as cheap as possible with as much fun as possible. And because it's cap mode 240, you can literally nominate players from any region in the world and they will be up for consideration. And the budget for the purchases, I'm trying to keep it as grounded in real life as possible. For anyone who was just to open up an account today, watch the series, get involved and kind of follow along with us. And when I take myself back to when I first found Sorare, before there was like high stakes games involved and the cards were really worth a lot, I really didn't ever mind spending 20 to 50 pound on any kind of given card if I thought it was going to be useful. And cards that I really enjoyed or I had a real affinity with, I wouldn't mind spending maybe 100, 120 quid, something like that. So for the series overall, on every episode, 30 to 50 pound is kind of the guide price of what I'm looking to bring into the club. Obviously goalkeepers will be a little bit different, and when we get to the point of needing star caliber guys, again, we'll kind of look at that and we'll touch on that as we get to it. Because I think for most people who are passive football fans, you know, over the course of maybe like a month or two in a year, maybe 20 quid on an accumulator, maybe 30 quid on FIFA packs, maybe buying yourself a shirt for 50 quid, you know, like nominal transactions that you would maybe do anyway. You know, takeaways nowadays are like 40 quid, for example. So I feel like for me, once a week when I'm first starting my Sorare club up is something I would have bought cards once a week. So that's a pattern I feel comfortable in replicating. And again, the amount of money that we're going to be kicking about with, it feels really grounded in, you know, when I was in a normal job before coming and doing this full time. Now, the first episode here is going to be a bit of a time lapse, okay? Because when you first open your account and start brand new, you can work your way through all of these academy divisions. Now, I estimate by going through all the challenges and whatever, it would probably take circa 8 game weeks to cycle through all these and actually achieve the rewards and achieve the achievements that you need to satisfy to progress through the academy as Sorare have laid it out as we find it today. Now, if you are new to Sorare or you're just starting out, in that first 8 weeks when you're working through the academy, the new to Sorare Start Here playlist for 2023 has been updated on the channel. Included in that isn't just the beginner stuff to get you up and running, but there's also some advanced and intermediate stuff in there to make sure that when you are brand new, you've got access to great information for squad building, strategy and tactics. So in that first month, please do take your time, go through the channel. There's some amazing content out there that I'm revamping and bringing into date for 2023, and it's all laid out here on the channel for you. If you are yet to open your account, there is a link in the description of every video. By clicking that, you support all the content here at the channel and you'll get yourself a free limited card once you've bought 5 from the market. The limited card that Sorare give you for free, you can keep that, you can sell it, you can do whatever you want with it. The 5 you buy, they can be a quid, they can be 100 quid, it really doesn't matter. It's the way everyone signs up to Sorare, and if you open a Sorare account and you don't get a free card, you're one card worse off than everyone else. So it's in the link in the description of every video. Just make sure before you open an account, you click that and sign up directly. But all these divisions for me are locked because I've been playing this game for almost 3 years now, so I can't actually do them. But in which time, you guys will be starting playing with your commons, leveling them up, winning some more commons, whatever. And then gradually, once you identify some guys and bring them into the club, then you can supplement the commons in these academy teams with limited cards in the hope to try and win another couple of limiteds. So I'm just going to time-lapse that. You can imagine that we've played the academy division, bought a first card or two, and now here we find ourselves ready with a couple of cards to look at playing kickoff limited, as well as the casual division and anything else that goes along with that. So these are the 4 cards that I've kept from my club when I sold all my cards to Pavel Trader. So these are the cards that are, you can just imagine in the time lapse that I've acquired. Now, these 4 cards combined cost about £135, and they fit some great profiles that I would always lay out to anyone just starting their club today. Rio Watate is a key player in the team that I support. I've got a nice Champion Edition card here for personal reasons, also a big Celtic fan, but he trades for about 20 quid or so. So to get a key player for the team I support, in midfield in particular, for about £20 feels like a great first card purchase that I would have definitely made on day one. And again, depending on who you support and what teams you enjoy watching, I'm sure you could find a 20 quid player that would tick that boat for you as well. Tony Watt at the moment goes for about £2, £3 at the most, something like that. He's a bench fodder player, and this is definitely a card that I would buy for 2 quid and just think, oh cool, that's a bit of fun, because Tony, if you know, I'm a huge Celtic fan. I was at the game. Tony Watt scored the game-winning goal against Barca and all the rest of it. He's only 2 quid, and he can be functional for me in some ways. And again, it's a £2 purchase. I'm not expecting to make money on this card. If I did buy it, obviously, historically, I've won it as a reward. That's why I've kept it, because it's special to me. But by the by, again, there's probably a card out there for 2 or 3 quid you would probably find yourself buying, and you don't really care about the money you've spent on it. It might be somebody that's about to retire, or, you know, whatever it might be. Kostic is another one. Now, the reason I kept this card is because he's actually won me a super rare, he's won me a bunch of limiteds, and he's won me some National Series cards through the World Cup. So, personally, this NFT, this Filip Kostic, 97 out of 1,000 for the season 21-22, is special to me. So, I wanted to keep it. And at the moment, he trades for about 20 quid as well. And midfielder of this kind of ilk that plays at Juventus is an international. To get somebody like him for 20 quid, again, equally, I would very much recommend him being in one of your first cards that you go and pick up. And then the last card, the reason I kept this is because it was the best reward that I won on the limited division throughout the whole year that I've been playing it up until this point. And he plays for New York City, and I'm a New York City fan as well, in case you're not aware. And he trades at the moment for about 80 quid or so. And the kind of profile that he falls into is like a high prospect wonder kid guy that is maybe underpriced in the market at the moment. The reason I suggest he's underpriced at £80 at the moment is because MLS doesn't start back until February, March kind of time, and he's not going to be playing football anytime soon. In which case, you would probably expect these prices to maybe go up by, to be conservative, 20 to 40% or so. Under 23, key guy in a big team. If he does transfer, maybe that changes his price as well. We're not going to get into that today. But again, it's a team I support. It's a high prospect wonder kid guy. He's under 100 quid. And the total balance for those 4 cards would bring us to £135 or something like that. So in my first month on the platform, working through the academy divisions, I don't mind using these guys as avatars, as it were, for what you might pick up in your first 4 weeks as you kind of go through. The reason I think about weeks in particular as well is because all my work really for most of my life, I've been a weekly salary or a weekly pay kind of situation. So a lot of my budget for recreational activity is a weekly amount, you know. So I think that works well for the channel. Now, what has also come onto page here is Sergio Camelo. Now, I'll tell you about Sergio Camelo in a second, but the next thing we need to do is add a card into the club. I've got 2 midfielders and 2 forwards of varying quality and availability and utility profile, okay? But I need you to suggest anyone in the world that you think we should be buying for card number 5. Now, ignore Sergio Camelo. We'll come back to him. Every player that you nominate that we feature on a video is going to get put into this watch list. The link for this watch list will always be in the description of all the Road to Glory content here on the channel. And this will be the watch list that we refer back to time and time again, because even though you're recommending players today, maybe their situation for any number of reasons might look even more appealing in a few weeks, and by using this watch list is how we can identify these things, and I can really show you some great content on building your club from nothing and trying to do all this stuff. So the watch list is going to be a huge part of that. So one thing I would love as well is if you could follow this watch list on Sorare Data. I want this watch list to get lots of people on it, and we can put lots of players into it, and we can all know that that's the Road to Glory FC Barcelona account. Because then when you come onto Sorare Data and you're looking for a watch list, I want this to be one that new people can look at and see a bunch of players that are very useful to anyone of all budgets, really, at the limited level especially. Now, next week, when I come back to do the video, I'm going to be going through the comments and profiling the players that you guys have suggested to me. I'm going to profile the players that you reckon, you know, we should be bringing in. And then, like I said, for that kind of budget range that I've laid out earlier in the video, we'll be looking to bring one into the club. Now, I do have a Sergio Camelo there. Now, the very last limited team that I fielded was, and I did it for sentimental reasons, was a full Champion Edition Celtic stack, and we won. We won a Sergio Camelo Limited. Now, I've kept the Rio. The rest of the cards are gone, sadly, now. But the Sergio Camelo that we won, thanks to those guys, I'm going to give away to the person that nominates the player that I end up buying next week, okay? So that means for you guys, I really want great suggestions. I want great picks. I want great spots for different people in the market, price point, utility, fixtures, whatever it is that's going on. And the one I select and the one I pick, you will win a Sergio Camelo Limited. Sergio Camelo is an under 23 playing forward who's worth about 15, 20 quid on the market, whatever. But utility-wise, I think he's definitely got good bang for buck. Rayo Vallecano at the moment are managed by Andoni Iraola. You maybe remember him. He used to be a bit of a cheat code guy back in the day and Football Manager for Athletic Bilbao. Had a short stint at New York City as well. And he's getting rave reviews for the coaching job he's doing at Vallecano. And Sergio Camelo is an ever-present in that team. So I wouldn't let necessarily the price in here put you off too much. But when you see these scores, he is kind of decisive capable at this moment in time. But he's playing. He's getting the minutes. And Vallecano are improving. And as long as they keep improving and he keeps playing, then that's a worthwhile under 23 forward, I would suggest, for you to be winning at home by doing nothing else and suggesting a player that could be good fun for me to use in SO5 and Sorare for the inaugural FC Barcelona Road to Glory series for 2023. Now, on the next video, I should, hopefully, we win a reward. I've kind of ran through this already. I know the best players that are playing. But we should be winning a reward, hopefully, from the kickoff division. And if we pull any cards out with this, again, like I say, every reward that we win, we will be giving them away to you guys, okay? If this team doesn't win anything, then I'll pony up. I'll go and get us a wee card to do as a giveaway for the nominations again for next week. But we'll be running this division in Kickoff Limited. Let's hope for some common love now. I've got some decent commons in the team, and let's hope for Rio Hatate to have a worldie in the derby against Rangers. And Tony Watt, he's probably going to come off the bench and get 20-odd points or something, but Tony is great for a decisive off the bench, and Sod's Law, he's going to do it when he's played in the Kickoff division for me. If this team breaks into the top 200, we'll be winning a card. I think with the commons I've got, and the super rares get such a big multiplier, if Hatate has a big score, the multiplier Watt gets might carry him as well, so you never know. We'll be reviewing the results of that team also in next week's episode. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. You probably didn't laugh, learn. You probably did like a lot of stuff, but so if you did, I hope you liked the video. Comment down below, get your suggestions in for next week, and I'll see you next Wednesday for the FC Barcelona's Road to Glory. Let's call this the intro episode, and next week will be episode 1. Stay out of trouble.